Hello, I'm Lennon. I'm the president and co-founder of the Kingwood Tea Party. Our Kingwood Tea Party was set up to be a small group in a very local area that would learn more about the issues and educate ourselves so that we would be more informed voters and help us take our country back. But we have succeeded beyond anything I ever imagined, beyond any of us ever imagined. And I've been asked to share some of my philosophies and some of the policies that we've put into place in Kingwood Tea Party that may have helped us along the way. And I know that tea parties everywhere have their ideas that worked for them and that could well work for others as well. But this is the beginning of an effort for us to share those ideas. And so we're beginning today and inaugurating what works for us. And we hope to establish a dialogue so that things that have worked for you could be reported here and that others could learn so that we can all be more effective activists and take our country back. The person I was had a lot to do with some of the policies we set and the ideas and the philosophies that we follow. I was a horse trainer, albeit a very limited one, but I did learn from some very good people. And one of the most important lessons I learned when I was struggling to learn without spending a whole lot of money on how to train my horse and show her was that in order to learn from people that know more, you have to put aside what you believe that you know and put yourselves at their feet, and you need to work with them. And by that, I shoveled a lot of stalls in order to stay late after lessons in order to pick their brains about ways that they handled their horses or to watch them with other young horses. And when you do that, human nature being what it is, they love it as long as you continue to show up and you continue to help and you continue to ask and you continue to learn. And obviously, this philosophy has a lot to do with why, even as a Tea Party leader, I always believed that we needed to replace only those legislators that absolutely have to be replaced, that there are a lot of people that went to Austin or to DC to do the right thing, and there was no right thing to be done. But if you work with them and you say, how can we work together to pass legislation we both agree on, you can get a lot done. And you can become known as one who will work with people as opposed to always opposing them. And this is important when you choose the issues that you want to support. Not all of us agree on every issue. I mean, my husband and I don't agree on every issue, and heck, I don't even agree with myself from 3 years before on some issues, as I've learned more important knowledge. And that's one of the biggest, I believe, one of the biggest philosophies that we tried to put into play. Along with that one, because it is easy to start working on things and say, well, for this issue, I'll do this. It's very important to always check to have named your philosophical principles and to always be checking them. I happen to be Catholic, and one thing that you learn when you study for confession, you learn that we should always run through our day at the end of the day and think of all the things that we did that either hurt other people or that worked or that didn't work, and really test those against what our principles are. We call that a daily examine of conscience. And so I've kind of played that role for our board and our Tea Party, and that is I consider myself a Philippians girl. And what I mean by that is the part in Philippians where he talks about how we have to press ever forward, ignoring what goes on in the past. In other words, we can't dwell on our mistakes. We can only learn from them and go on. So as we learned that the Tea Party needed to be active in the primary in order to help choose more conservatives in the general elections, I knew it was inevitable we'd make mistakes. Thanks be to God, we haven't made as many as we could have, or possibly some people say should have, or others even feel that we have. But we've always done what we think is right based on the knowledge that we learn. And one thing that philosophy helps us the most with is that when we invite politicians to come talk to us, to interview with us, they're willing to talk with us because we don't just sit and point fingers and yell at them, but we actually try to establish a dialogue with them. And some of that knowledge has absolutely affected the endorsements we've made. And my board and I, when we have made a controversial one, it has always been a unanimous decision. And we had very libertarian 100%ers on board that as they learned and understood some of the political realities that our legislators were facing, it was a unanimous decision to make those endorsements. So I would challenge all of you to put aside what you think you know. And what always comes to mind is Ronald Reagan, where he talked about Democrats, and we don't want to become like Democrats. But he talked about it's not just what they know, it's that so much of what they know just isn't so. And so we have to be very careful as we wander into those snake-infested waters that surround Washington, D.C. and Austin, and always keep our principles before us and test what we learn and try to do the right things. So this is it for my first episode. Hopefully there'll be more. We'll talk about different events and things. And as always, I encourage folks to send me emails to the website at robin@makeaustinlisten.com and share some of what works for you. And if you have something that really worked and you want to do a short video, please do so. This one's gone long at 7. I want to set, in the future, they're going to be no more than 5 minutes long. But if you would like to do a 3-minute video, 4-minute video, and tell us what works for you, if it seems to be helpful to others, we'd love to post it. So put it up on YouTube and send it on by. Thank you very much, and God bless everyone. God bless Texas.